Good morning, I'm Neva Reddy Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Friday, 27th of September. In this update, a belief bringing NIWA and Met Service back together could bring out the best in both. The government's agreed in principle to NIWA acquiring Met Service, merging the two. They were split in 1992. Science, Innovation and Technology Minister Judith Collins says the streamlining will make it easier to access information from a single trusted source. Weather Watch head forecaster Philip Duncan says the two had quite different messaging during recent severe weather events.
I already do rate the Met Service highly for severe weather events, but I think this could be something that gives them a bit more of an edge as far as communicating the actual severe weather to the public.
Legislation's expected to be introduced mid-next year. Meat workers in Timaru have been called to a meeting this morning with little explanation of what it's about. Staff from Alliance Group Smithfield Meatworks have been told to gather at 11 this morning. An Auckland principal says teaching isn't a job, it's a service. The government's instructing schools to have stepped attendance response plans by 2026. It's also instructed them not to take teacher-only days in term time unless authorised by the minister. Auckland's May Road Primary School principal Linda Stewart told Ryan Bridge teachers need time in the holidays to recuperate.
Then they are back in their classrooms preparing for next term. So our teachers don't have long holidays as some people would think.
The government's being accused of disregarding science and New Zealanders' concerns about the climate crisis. It's given the public until midnight Tuesday to make a submission about whether to repeal the contentious oil and gas exploration bill. Greenpeace says it's undemocratic to provide such a short window for such a consequential bill. Air New Zealand's expecting a busy start to the school holidays, while the weather should keep mostly fine for those heading away. The airline's anticipating more than 500,000 travellers on its domestic network over the next 2 weeks. And it says today will be its busiest day, with around 34,000 people flying around the country. Met Service meteorologist John Law says there'll be some high pressure this weekend.
And that translates to some much more settled conditions. The winds are a lot lighter, generally a dry story for many of us as we head through and towards Saturday.
Dunedin's former mayor is adamant the government must deliver on its hospital promise. The government's given two options, either scale back the project's main building or swap it out in favour of a staged development on the old site to keep it within the $1.88 billion budget. Former Mayor Aaron Hawkins says this decision suggests that the government doesn't think Dunedin is worthy of the additional investment. City councillors and locals are expected to be out protesting against hospital cuts tomorrow. And in sport, Liam Lawson has replaced Daniel Ricciardo at the Racing Bulls Formula One team for the remainder of the season. 3 dropped catches, a banquet of stray edges and a missed stumping have allowed Sri Lanka to march to 306 for 3 on the opening day of the second cricket test against New Zealand at Galle. Luna Rossa and Britannia are locked at 1-1 after the opening day in the best of 13 America's Cup Challenger Series final. Kevin Walters has been dismissed as coach of the Brisbane NRL League side. And I'm Neva Reddy Manu. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.